Quick turnaround between game weeks, so the game week 19 deadline is not far away. In this video I will take a look at the best defenders, midfielders and forwards to target ahead of the next game week. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. Let's start with defenders. In defense, the first name on the list for me at the moment is Guardiola. Some solid fixtures for Man City, and he has been starting to deliver attacking returns as well. He has scored a couple of goals in the last game weeks, and in game week 18 he picked up an assist as well. So he can get defensive contribution points. He is a threat at set pieces, and I think that Man City can pick up some clean sheets going forward. The next player on the list is Michael Keane, a really solid option at the moment considering Everton's fixtures. So they play away against Nottingham Forest, then they have Brentford and Wolves. So I think Everton potentially can keep a couple of clean sheets in those fixtures. He is a threat at set pieces as well, and he can pick up defensive contribution points. The last player is more of a punt, Lewis Hall. He looked really good in the first half against Man United in game week 18. I think he's coming back to form. So he looked like the Lewis Hall that I remember from the 24-25 season. So Lewis Hall can be potentially a really good differential to own in the next couple of game weeks. They play away against Burnley, then they have Crystal Palace at home, and then Leeds at home. So solid fixtures for Newcastle. I think that Lewis Hall will play most minutes. His price started at 5.5. It has come down to 5.2, so it's not that expensive, and his ownership is only 1.5. Another punt I have to mention in defense, if you think that Lewis Hall is a bit too expensive for a punt, Lewis Potter priced at 4.8. He's playing out of position for Brentford at the moment, and Brentford, they have looked really good in the last couple of game weeks. So Lewis Potter playing in midfield as classified as a defender, I think that he is a good option at the moment. So he can still pick up the clean sheet points, but he is a big attacking threat as well. Only selected by 1.5%, so the same as Lewis Hall, and has an expected goal involvement of 1.29. Really close to scoring in game week 18. A bit frustrated for Thiago owners. He just reached the ball before the Thiago, but he went outside of the post. So a bit unlucky in game week 18, could have had a goal. But let's have a look at some midfielders as well. So before discussing midfielders, if you still have some chips left, make sure to play it in game week 19. This is the last game week to play the first set of the chips. I made a video about the best wildcard and free team as well, so go check it out if you're interested. But in midfield, I think that Anthony Gordon is still a solid option. I was a bit surprised, to be honest, seeing that he played 90 minutes against Man United in game week 18. So he might actually be a bit of a minutes risk in game week 19. So I think that potentially Bruno Guimaraes is an even better option. So with Bruno Guimaraes in, I know Anthony Gordon is tempting as well. He's on penalties for Newcastle, but as mentioned, with 90 minutes in his legs in game week 18, he might actually be rested for game week 19. So Bruno Guimaraes, only priced at 7 million. He is selected by 13.5% of the managers, so no big differential, but still not high ownership for Bruno Guimaraes. He has an expected goal of 0.90, and considering the fixtures for Newcastle, he is a good player to own going forward. He's one of those players that potentially can pick up defensive contributions as well. So I think that he is a solid buy at the moment. Cunha, 8 million. He did not score in game week 18. He got a lot of new FPL owners ahead of game week 18 because of the injury to Bruno Fernandes. But I think that Cunha, he looked solid and he can do well in game week 19. Some solid fixtures for Man United, Wolves, Leeds away, and then Burnley, so the fixtures can't be much better. I think Cunha is a solid option as well. The last player on this midfield list is Wirtz. He actually scored his first Premier League goal for Liverpool in game week 18, got an assist in game week 17 as well, so he is definitely getting into form. A couple of good fixtures for Liverpool still, so I think that getting Wirtz in for game week 19 potentially is a really good idea. They have a tough fixture in game week 21, but in game week 19 and 20, I think Wirtz can do really well. Ekitike, he only got an assist in game week 18, so probably a couple of disappointed new Ekitike owners in game week 18, but fixtures, as mentioned for Liverpool, they still have a couple of good fixtures, so I don't think it's too late to bring in Ekitike. We know Gakpo is still a risk, and we know that Alexander Isak is injured, so I think that his expected minutes looks good in the next couple of game weeks. So Ekitike, his price has gone up to 9, but I still think that he is good value. He might actually potentially be on penalties for Liverpool, so Ekitike is a solid buy. The next player is Jared Bowen. He's one of those players that we know will play most minutes. He is, even though he's not on penalties for West Ham, he is their talisman. He is their most creative player. He gets a lot of chances as well. So Jared Bowen, he might actually be my transfer in this game week. Playing at home against Brighton, then they have Wolves away and then Nottingham Forest away. These are good fixtures for West Ham. So of course, West Ham, they are not in their best form, but I think that these fixtures can create form for Jared Bowen. The last player is Foltmada. He got subbed off early against Man United in game week 18, so he might potentially start, but for Newcastle at the moment, with Visa back from injury, I think that Foltmada is kind of a minutes risk, so my priority would be to go for Ekitike or Jared Bowen. So a couple of interesting players. I like Cole Palmer. His ownership is only 11.5. So for Cole Palmer, this is actually love ownership numbers, considering that he started in preseason with a high ownership. So I think that among those 11.5, there are probably a lot of dead teams. So Cole Palmer, he should be classified as a differential. Priced at 10.4, he is the first choice penalty taker for Chelsea. And I watched the Bournemouth against Brentford game in game week 18, and Bournemouth, they did not look good. So this could be a really good fixture for Chelsea, and having Cole Palmer in game week 19 might be a really good idea. The next player is a differential in defense, Dorgu from Man United. He scored against Newcastle in game week 18. He's playing out of position, same as Lewis Potter for Brentford. So at 4.1, if you have 4 or 5 free transfers, it's definitely worth taking a risk on Dorgu. If you only have 1 free transfer, I'm not sure if I would go for him, but at some point he's probably a transfer waiting to happen. I can't really see him play week in, week out all the way until game week 38, but at this point in this form, I think Dorgu is worth a punt. The last player is Gudmundsson. He is the cheapest starting player in FPL at the moment, so if you need to free up some funds, having Gudmundsson on the bench is a really good idea. I wouldn't necessarily start Leeds defender week in, week out, but I have a couple of good fixtures, so potentially in game week 19, you can potentially start your Leeds defender. So Gudmundsson priced at 3.8, a solid enabler at the moment. So please let me know what you think about this watch list in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more FPL content.